Today in the canning kitchen, we'll be making Christmas holiday pickles. For day 1, we'll need 32 cups of cold water, 52 grams of pickle crisp, and 32 cups of cucumbers. First, we'll fill our large pot with 32 cups of cold water. We will then take our 52 grams of pickle crisp and go ahead and pour it inside the water, and we want to stir to dissolve. Next, we're going to go ahead and start prepping our cucumbers. So we'll take each of our washed cucumbers, cut off each end, and then start peeling. Once peeled, we're going to go ahead and cut in half lengthwise and scoop out all of our seeds. Once cleaned, we're going to go ahead and cut in 1/2 inch thick half moons. We will go ahead and continue this process until we have 32 cups of cleaned cucumbers. At this point, we will add our cucumbers to our pickle crisp water mixture, then cover with plastic wrap and refrigerate for 24 hours. For day 2, I will need ice, 4½ cups of apple cider vinegar divided, 1 ounce of red food dye, 3½ cups of water, 10 cups of sugar, 8 cinnamon sticks, and 1 cup of red hot candies. So now that this has been sitting for 24 hours, we're going to go ahead and remove our plastic wrap, drain off the liquid, rinse it, and put it back in this bowl. Now that we've drained off all the excess liquid, we're going to go ahead and cover our cucumbers with ice. Now that this is covered, we're going to go ahead and let sit for 3 hours and add ice as needed. After 3 hours, we're going to go ahead and drain off the remaining ice and excess liquid, making sure to rinse our cucumbers once again. Now with my drained off cucumbers, I'm going to go ahead and add them to a very large pot, making sure it holds at least 33 cups. First, I'll go ahead and add in all of my cucumber halves. I have 1 cup of apple cider vinegar, 1 ounce of a food dye, Lastly, I'm going to add in as much cold water as I need to cover my cucumbers. From here, I'm going to turn on the burner to a medium to high heat and bring the pot to a boil for about 2 hours. After 2 hours, I'm going to go ahead and drain off all liquid and return to a clean pot. Now that my 2-hour boil is almost done, I'm going to go ahead and start my cinnamon syrup. First, I will add 3.5 cups of cold water, 3.5 cups of apple cider vinegar, 10 cups of sugar, 1 cup of red hot candies, 8 cinnamon sticks. I'm going to go ahead and boil my cinnamon syrup until all of the candies and sugar have dissolved. With the syrup now ready and the cucumbers drained off, it's time to go ahead and pour the cinnamon syrup over the cucumbers. With all syrup now in my pot with my cucumbers, I'm going to go ahead and cover my pot with plastic wrap and let stand in a cool place for 12 hours. Day 3, I will need 1 more cup of sugar. Now that my cucumbers have sat for at least 12 hours, we're going to go ahead and continue making our cinnamon syrup. First, I'm going to add up to 1 cup of sugar, and then I'm going to have to carefully drain my syrup into my Dutch oven. At the same time, I will dump out all of my cucumbers, rinse out my pot, and add my cucumbers back in. With my syrup now in my Dutch oven, I'm going to go ahead and turn on my burner and bring the mixture to a boil until the sugar is dissolved. Once dissolved, I'm going to add this back into my crock with my cucumbers. Mix everything together to ensure that my cucumbers are below liquid level. Recover and let stand for another 24 hours. Day 4, I will once again use up to 1 cup of sugar. So it is day 4. We're going to go ahead and repeat the same process as yesterday. We'll drain off our syrup, add in a cup of sugar to thicken the syrup, drain off the cucumbers, wash our pot, and repeat the process. So we have poured our cinnamon into the pot and set our cucumbers aside. We'll go ahead and add up to 1 cup of sugar. Turn on our burner and bring the mixture to a boil. We want to continue stirring until our sugar is completely dissolved. Once dissolved, we'll add our mixture back into our cucumbers. Once again, we want to make sure our cucumbers are below the surface of the syrup as much as possible. Cover with plastic wrap and let sit for another 24 hours. After 24 hours, if the pickles are still not as sweet as you would like, go ahead and repeat the process one more time. Day 5. Now this is sat overnight, we're ready to can. I already have jars warming in my water bath, so what I'm going to do is remove the plastic wrap from my cucumbers and pour the entire contents into my Dutch oven. With everything in my Dutch oven, I'm going to go ahead and turn on my burner and bring the mixture to a boil. At the same time, I want to make sure I remove all 8 of my cinnamon sticks. With my mixture nearly boiling, it's time to go ahead and remove the jars from my water bath. Using a funnel and a ladle, I'm going to go ahead and fill each of my 14 pint jars with my hot Christmas holiday pickles, making sure I maintain a 1/2 inch headspace. Once full, I want to go ahead and wipe the rim. Double check that I have maintained a 1/2 inch headspace. Place the flat lid in my ring and finger tighten. Once ready, I'll go ahead and place it back into my water bath canner and repeat the process. With all jars in my canner, I'm going to go ahead and wait for it to come to a boil. Once boiling, I'll go ahead and set a 10-minute processing timer. After 10 minutes, I go ahead and turn off my burner, remove my lid, and start a 5-minute cool down timer. After 5 minutes, it's time to go ahead and remove the jars from the canner. Carefully making sure that they stay upright, I remove each jar and set on a towel to set for 12 to 24 hours before I can test for a seal. Once tested, I can go ahead and wash each of my jars and store for future use. Happy canning!